important is the FA Cup to you this year? Because I mean, last year when you got knocked out of it, you were top of the league, you were in the Carabao Cup final, and within that context, you can see it was maybe a bit different. But you know, now things have changed. How big a priority? How important?
Were we already knocked out of the Champions League at that moment when we played Plymouth? No. So there was a question just a second ago about the substitutions we made and how big of a squad we have, and I think last season I made the decision that some players needed to rest in the FA Cup because you cannot play every player every single time. But it's obvious that we're not in the League Cup anymore. And the FA Cup has always been very important for us, but sometimes in a season where you are still competing for the League Cup, for the Champions League and the League, with the amount of players we had last season and have this season, you have to make choices. But I can guarantee you that on Monday you will see all the players you see today, maybe with some substitutions, but then they will be on the bench. So that's going to be different than last season against Plymouth. Yeah.
And will you sort of use Plymouth as a warning to players to say, you know, that can happen?
I'm not sure, because we all know in FA Cup or in cup competitions things can happen, but you cannot compare Plymouth away with the players we played back then to Barnsley at home. But Barnsley, I was just informed by Tony, and the last time they played against us, they beat us, but that was in 2008 in our stadium. So am I correct, Tony, or not? Yeah, I remember that correctly. So we take them, as we took Plymouth, very serious as well. And people would argue that if they look at the lineup, but then I have to tell them why we did this. Why did we play the League Cup against Crystal Palace with the players we've played? That is because if we might have played maybe Virgil and these players again, I would have missed out on them maybe tonight as well. And I can only hope that Conor Bradley is top fit again very soon. But I'm not convinced about that. So maybe another player less.
James.
Will you have anyone else back for Monday? Like Endo, has he got any chance?
Hugo.
He'd be available then?
That's not 100% sure, but we will do everything to have him available on Monday.
But not Endo, you don't think?
I think, if I'm correct, he might start to train one of these days, but he's been out for 2 months now. That's of course different than being out for 1 week. So, but Alex is not going to be back yet. And Mo plays. Did he play tonight? No, he plays tomorrow.
Yeah. What about someone like Jaden Downs? Is he fit enough to be considered yet?
No. No, not fit enough. No, not even training, if I'm correct. One of the players that got a stress fracture because he was young and what being told was a bit overtrained. That's why we are so careful with Rio and Gamoa that he's 2 days a week off the pitch, if that's possible, to not have that same situation with him. But Jaden is definitely not available in the short term.
Last one here.
Can I ask you about Chiesa? He hasn't played that much recently. Is this game possibly going to be a chance for him to play?
I spoke to him 2 days ago, and he said to me that he played more in the recent weeks than he ever did before under me. So, but he is one of the players that could feature in that game, definitely. But like I said, Juko might be back, so let's see how we will start that game. And he's one of the options that I have. So let's see.
Thank you everyone. Just reminded that's midday Sunday, yeah.